Jai Nandalala Madiyoli Saranam Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Pain experienced and the way it disappeared. Chapter 2. Pain from Anger. Pain experienced and the way it disappeared. Pain from anger. We get angry when we don't get what we desire. We also get mad when others don't listen to us. Rage consumes us to punish others. We get furious when falsehood is praised. When patience disappears, anger boils over. Pangs of hunger bring out the wrath in us. We can show reasons for being angry, but we cannot accept being furious as right. Anger will wipe away the face of love. It is only beneficial to find fault with others. Our mind forgets that the anger within us is also a fault. Our emotions boil over as we get mad. The pain we experience can cause unexpected consequences. Words struggle to express the anger as it boils over. Overwhelming affection, and when others hide defeat, we lose our composure. Children keep repeating their mistakes that go with their age. The elders must guide them, and it is their duty. It is not wrong to show anger for the sake of correcting them, but the fury cannot be real. It should disappear the moment the child corrects its mistake. That fleeting anger will implant many acceptable truths in that child's mind. The affection that replaces the displeasure will make the lessons remain permanently inked in their mind. In this situation, pain from anger becomes medicine to correct the child. Some people can find fault with everything. We can find it hard to argue against them. Our patience tends to accept it as their nature. The pain we experience can cross a boundary and go beyond our consolation or our courage to withstand. In these instances, it is vital to make sure that we don't lose our mental strength. Ancient Tamil poet and saint Thiruvalluvar composed many evergreen verses which are relevant to our age and time. Verse 314 is about anger. To punish wrong with kindly benefits the doers ply, thus shame their souls, but pass the ill unheeded by. The punishment to those who have done evil is to put them to shame by showing them kindness in return, and to forget both the evil and the good done on both sides. As per the verse, we can wait for the right opportunity, or we can use our experience to create that opportunity. Those who get frustrated don't dare to overcome their obstacles. They can be easily bent when they are stuck in a difficult situation. As they appreciate our help, we can point out their mistakes. They will understand and genuinely repent for their mistakes. We can feel good that our pain became a reason to correct another person. Abusive words erupt when anger crosses the boundary of decency. Still, no conscience will accept these words. Our agony tramples our opponents with our wrathful terms. Pain increases on both sides, and either party stops thinking of diffusing the situation. A familiar friend to both parties observed that both sides are fighting for a non-existing reason. Seeing that it has grown into a fight as to who is more potent, he decides to intervene. Skillfully and patiently, he makes both parties realize their mistakes and to end their dispute. They both bury the pain that arose from their conflict. Just burying the anger and the pain won't be enough. It has to be destroyed. A mind free from even the traces of anger is necessary to function fully. A friendship that got lost and regained will be more profound and more robust than the initial relationship. The success in burying the differences will replace the cause of differences and be their pride and joy. Whenever we have difficulties in conquering our anger, we should look at the nature's fury. When nature erupts as a hurricane, flooding, and earthquake, we cannot withstand its fury or destruction. We can only shake with fear as it unfolds in our lives. Merciful, benevolent God has only love for all His creations. He never punishes anyone. He lets us punish one another. His grace should only develop our patience and not our deceitfulness. Anger around lies is as welcoming as the shade in the scorching sun. Don't get drawn into it, as it will end in pain. Anger is a narrow path with no way to turn around. It cannot give clarity, nor can it bring people together. You never lose your focus when you wait patiently. Those who choose the words will maintain determination in their actions. Even simple feelings will die when engulfed by anger. The beginning, progress, and the end are peace. It should reflect in our lives. With peace, the pain from anger will transform into our strength in our character. The God who is supreme and who determines everything has sent us to try in this birth. Anger in man cannot make much change. On the contrary, if God or sages get angry, the results could be disastrous. Once upon a time, Ayodhya was ruled by King Sakharan from the Sun dynasty. He desired to do an Aswamedha Yagna and made all the necessary preparations. Lord Indra worried that the successful completion of the Yagna might threaten his position in the Devaloka. He stole the horse from the Yagna and hid it in the sage Kapila's ashram in the Patala Loka. The king was upset by the incident and sent his 60,000 sons to reclaim the horse. They spread across the Patala Loka and searched for the horse. When they reached the ashram, they saw the horse within the compound of the ashram. They immediately concluded that the sage had stolen the horse and attacked him furiously without provocation. The sage Kapila became very angry and burnt all the attackers to ashes. Bhagirathan, a descendant of King Sakharan, did tapas to Lord Shiva and brought Ganga to the earth. Mother Ganga flowed through the ashram and gave salvation for all the perished souls. Pain from anger was responsible for the loss of lives. We can avoid its help if we can be aware of its presence with our feelings. This slide shows the comparison of the effects of anger and the effects of natural disaster. Crime, verbal, emotional abuse are the results of anger. These can be avoided before they lead to bad consequences like being put into prison. On the other hand, natural disasters cannot be avoided. We witness the natural disaster and we get shaken up by its fury. Anger is also the same, but when anger engulfs us, we completely lose our sense of awareness of what we are doing, and we don't realize the extent of the damage we cause. Perception of one's anger is very important. Without that, one cannot repent, make amends, or to control one's anger. Some are completely unaware that they get angry. They are like the people who are tone deaf. They could unknowingly harm others or bring harm upon themselves. They have to look for red flag signs around them, listen to their loved ones to make amends for their anger. Some refuse to accept it as a problem. Even though they know they have anger, but they refuse to accept it. Only when they realize the red flag signs around them, that will help their mind to accept. that they have anger issues. Some feel it is necessary to defend themselves. One's determination, belief, and faith in God is more important than anger to defend oneself. Always step aside from the intense argument happening around you. This will give you a chance to realize the gravity of the situation. Once you realize how bad it is, you can make ways to decrease the tension in that discussion. Effects of anger. First, we would look at the health effects. It could increase the blood pressure, can cause chest pain, can give rise to heartburn, irritability, and loss of focus. It could also give rise to short lifespan. Effects of anger on others. Verbal and emotional abuse could land them in criminal charges. They could end up having a bad name in their society. Ways to control anger. First chapter highlights the importance of respecting others and being concerned for their well-being. When we have concern for others, the chances that we will get angry with them is less. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of developing patience and choosing our words correctly. Mental strength is also very important to rein in our anger. We have to learn to take a mental pause to break the vicious cycle. One way would be to count from 1 to 10 silently in your mind before you say anything. This prevents from us blowing up due to the aggravation around us. We have to learn from others as how we can control anger and make it part of ours. Freedom from anger gives us peacefulness, productivity, satisfaction, happiness, and understanding. It also gives us the ability to see the divinity in others. Everything has been predestined by the divinity. We are just a pawn in his plan. We should not get snared by attachment and become possessive. This will help us to avoid unnecessary fights. We have to use our experience to strengthen our mental resolve. Love what you do and enjoy what you do. It will become so easy to handle setbacks. Frustrations will fade away. Dream for the stars, but set realistic goals to achieve. We can avoid putting undue pressure on ourselves. Be streetwise or hang out with a person who is very practical minded. Have faith in God and believe in His protective powers. Ultimately, everything will work out for the best in its own way. Jai Nandalala.